Welcome back to Pain Law. I'm Mo Ivory and I'm joined by attorney Richard Griffin. And we've talked a little bit about what happens when you first have a car accident, but I know what's really on your mind. I'm hurt. What do I do? How do I deal with my medical problems? Well, I hope by now you have called an attorney because that's what you needed to do as soon as you got into the car accident. That's 877 Pain Law. Keep the number in your car. Put it in your cell phone because the truth is probably you're going to need it. We all have been in car accidents. But Richard, the number one thing that bothers people when they're in a car accident is, how am I going to get better? Right. How am I going to make sure that my money keeps coming in if I can't go to work? What do? Do you head straight to the hospital as soon as the car accident happens? That is something that is on everybody's mind. Right. How do I get the care that I need?
Well, the rule of thumb is going to be to absolutely get the medical treatment that you think you need. If you're at the scene and you're in pain, you probably need to go to the emergency room. If you feel like it's not safe for you to drive or your car's unsafe, take the ambulance. Those are things that are going to be a part of your personal injury claim, and it's going to document that you had a serious injury. Now, you never get treatment that you don't need, but you absolutely need to get all the treatment that you do need. It's going to make you better. It's going to get your injuries diagnosed so they know what to do for you. It'll let you know what your future is going to be like because some of these injuries are going to be permanent. They're going to limit you. You're going to need to be aware of it because you might flare it up in the future. And it's going to be important that you get out of pain. I mean, your life continues, and it doesn't take a lot to have the bills start piling up. You can't work. Your lost wages start adding up. You're getting medical treatment or you're needing it and you don't know how to pay for it. You don't know which doctor to go to. These are all huge, huge decisions. And you're faced with these things right at the beginning. Right at the beginning, you got to know what to do. You're stressed, you're in pain. Sure. Well, you can call 877 Pain Law and we will help you. We have a chat feature on the 877painlaw.com. We have a 24/7 live voice there to help you anytime you need it to call and get your questions answered.
That's why it's so important to have the number handy. But I have to tell you, a lot of people will get into car accidents and then they won't get in the ambulance or they won't go to the doctor because they think, I don't have the money to pay for that. I'm just going to go home and soak in a tub, or I'll just have, my husband or my daughter or my son rub, my back or my shoulder. Right. They're just afraid of the medical bills that will pile up and pile up.
Right.
So talk to me about that. How do people get over that fear?
Well, if you call, we're going to talk you through this. We're going to make sure you understand that getting the treatment you need is something that you can't afford not to do. Not only do you need it for your physical injuries, but you need it to document your case as well. That's an important part. Now, if you have health insurance, you should use it. If you have med pay coverage on your auto insurance, you should use it. We're going to guide you through, tell you how to do it, make sure it's done right, make sure it's paid for as you go. If you don't have health insurance or med pay, that's okay too. We're going to be able to get you to doctors, lots of different kinds of doctors, depending on your injuries and the specialists you need. We can get you conservative care or specialists, pain management doctors on a doctor lien where there's no out-of-pocket expenses. So you can get the treatment you need, and that doctor, when we're involved, they're going to wait for their payment until the case settles. So that means that you don't have to worry. It's going to be okay, and we're going to be able to tell you right from the beginning that you've got a good case, that it's okay to get the treatment that you need. Sure. Don't worry. Yeah. Now, there's also medical funding. Medical funding are companies that it's almost like having health insurance in reverse. They will fund this surgery or the MRI or the discogram or the epidural injections. They'll fund that, and then they'll wait to get paid out of the settlement as well. So doctor liens and medical funding is a great way to take that cost of the treatment out of the picture.
So what you're really saying is that if you call an attorney right when you have a car accident, you pick up the phone, you call 877 Pain Law. From the very beginning, you will make sure that the person gets the medical treatment that they need and they don't have to come out of pocket for it, and they will be able to see a specialist, they will be able to get an MRI, a neurologist, as long as they have an attorney and the right attorney guiding them through that process.
Right. The saddest thing is when someone calls and they didn't have an attorney and then they called late and there's been weeks or months. It's called a gap in care. They didn't get the treatment they needed because they were worried and concerned. The problem is the adjuster is going to seize that. They're going to say, hey, if you're really hurt, you'd have gone to the doctor. The adjuster isn't going to help you. The adjuster is not going to make that phone call and authorize treatment or pay for treatment. They're going to say, you figure it out. Well, we get involved right from the very beginning. Now, the doctor you pick is going to make a huge difference. If you go to a primary care physician, and that's perfectly fine to do, they can check you out and they can say, hey, there's some problems here. you need to get to see a physical therapist or a chiropractor or orthopedic or neurologist, that's a good place to start. But a lot of times the family doctor is going to be writing a prescription and say, come back in 30 days and if you're okay. Adjusters say, hey, 30 days means a gap in care. So getting to the right doctors that are going to diagnose the injury, treat the injury, that's going to make all the difference.
So it's not just getting to the right doctor, it's getting to the right attorney that gets you to the right doctor. So listen, there's nothing to do except to have the number 877-PAIN-LAW handy before you find yourself in a situation that you cannot handle yourself. The adjuster's going to just try to poke holes in your case from the first day. But if you're represented from the minute that accident happens, he will not be able to do that. And in the end, you will recover what you deserve for all of your pain and suffering. I want to give you that number again, 877-PAIN-LAW. Keep it handy. Put it in your cell phone or just have it in your car for when you need it. 877painlaw.com is the website, and we're going to tell you more information that you need because we have a lot of stuff that you need to arm yourself with to talk to that adjuster who is going to try to whittle your claim.
I'm attorney Richard Griffin, the legal expert and co-host of the Pain Law Show. How much is my case worth? This is the #1 question asked by people injured at work or in a car accident. Now you can find out for yourself by using our new settlement calculator at 877painlaw.com. Now knowing the projected settlement value gives you a goal. Hiring our experienced injury attorneys will help you get there. Call the Griffin Law Firm today at 877-PAIN-LAW or visit us at 877painlaw.com to find out how we can make all the difference in your case. After a car accident, you're faced with many difficult decisions. How can you get the medical treatment or even surgery you need? 877-PAIN-LAW can help. How can you pay your bills when you're too injured to work? 877-PAIN-LAW can help. How can you get the settlement that you need and deserve? 877-PAIN-LAW is the answer. I'm attorney Richard Griffin of the Griffin Law Firm. Call me right now at 877-PAIN-LAW so I can talk to you personally and explain how we can make all the difference in your case.